My name is Cheryl Zamanek, and I'm doing my training presentation on how to create a SmartArt hierarchy chart. Hierarchy charts are the same as org charts, and many companies use them. Whether they're big companies, small companies, it's always very important to know who reports to who's in what department, and what their duties are. HR has all the information, or should have all the information, for larger companies, and usually the owner of the company will have the information for the smaller companies. It's very important that you keep up to date with the org changes because of the fact that when you send out emails, when you send out memos, that you make sure that you send them off to the right person. If you send an email off to a person that should not get it, they could maybe find out some information that maybe they shouldn't have seen, maybe they shouldn't have heard about. So like I said, it's very important that you keep up to date on all the changes for the org charts. Now, like I said, HR has that information, and you might be able to get that information from them, or otherwise your boss should be able to provide it to you. So I'm going to start out with my PowerPoint presentation and go over just some basic things on how to create a SmartArt hierarchy chart, and then I will go ahead into Word and I'll create one for you. Here on this slide, I just created a very general hierarchy chart showing the president, vice president, employees. Creating and formatting an organizational chart is very easy. You start in Word and you open a blank Word document. Then you would click the Insert tab and click the SmartArt button. Here I have a screenshot, and I have illustrated with arrows of the spots of where you would start. You would click the Insert tab and then SmartArt. Very simple, very easy to follow along with. When you're at the Choose a SmartArt Graphic dialog box, click Hierarchy, and then double-click the first option in the middle panel that is labeled Organization Chart. Another screenshot to show you what I'm referring to. In this left panel here is where you would choose the hierarchy, and then when you move over here is where it is the organizational chart, and you would double-click on that and you would start your org chart. Designing stage you're now in your designing stage of your organizational chart. This is where you can add names, titles, change colors, add shapes or change the style of your shapes, change the shape outline, the shape size, and you can even add names, titles, and pictures. This is just a general one that I threw in there that I did real easy just to show you. So now, after you do your org chart, there's always changes. As I said, make sure that you have the up-to-date changes and that the changes that you're making are correct, even if you have to double check even with your boss or someone in HR, so that you don't make a mistake and send this change out to everyone and then have to redo your work. When you have to redo your work, they sometimes think twice about giving you other projects to do. Like I said, once you have it set, you have the option to go in and add or make changes. And that is where I have highlighted here with the arrow to show where you can go in and make the changes. That's it for my PowerPoint presentation. This is just a finished organization chart that I made real quick. Like I said, you can have different color blocks, you can have different fonts, you can have different color fonts, and then as you progress down the chart, you can see that it changes different colors to show who works for who. So now I'm going to bring up my Word document and I'm going to show you how easy it is to make the org chart. So I have my blank screen, cursor's flashing at the top, and I go to the Insert tab, Smart Art. And like I said, in the left panel here, here's hierarchy. And the very first one shows that it's an organizational chart. Double click, and there's your org chart. Now, there are two ways that you can enter the text into the boxes. You can either click on this arrow, which is very nice because then you can just click in here and you can add the names that you want in there. Let me go back and spell my name properly. Or if you don't want to do that, you can just go ahead and click in the box and add the information that you need there. Very simple, very easy. So then there are different types of the org charts. Here is one that has a name and title organization chart, which I think is very helpful. This layout just is called a half circle organization chart. This is a circle picture hierarchy. It's always nice to have pictures next to names because then you can see what people look like. You can put a face with a name. This is just a hierarchy 3D box chart. This is a labeled hierarchy. This is a table hierarchy. Horizontal org chart. This is a horizontal multi-level hierarchy. Horizontal hierarchy. This one is a horizontal labeled hierarchy, and a hierarchy list, and lined list. There's so many different options that you can choose from, but the best I think is this one. So now when you get in there, you can click in here, you can click in here, and here's where I said where you can add, because there's always changes in organizations. So you can add a shape, you can add a shape after. You can see that the box then popped up over here next to my name. I'll go back and I'll do that again. I had add shape, shape after, and went in the next row. You can also add a shape before, which then added it here. Or you can add a shape above. This would be for maybe an admin, or maybe if you have a president and go to vice president. Add shape below. Also says that you can add an assistant. So this would be the assistant to this one if it's a vice president. But they're very nice features. You don't have to try and copy and paste, and so they're very nice to use. So then you can also, since we're highlighted still on this box, you can promote someone. So they are now the same as the president or owner, co-owners, co-presidents, whatever, however your company does it. So then you can either move them down or move them up. So now that you would have your names in, you can also change colors. If you want to use your company color, or if you just like something different, these are just primary colors where they just have a dark outline. You can be colorful, and they have the different colorful ranges. Like I said, these you can use your company colors. You can do whatever is I mean, there's no, your option. You're designing it. You can choose whatever you want. These are colored outlines. And then, like I said, you can always change the outline colors. These are different accents. So it's nice. Whatever your preference is for your colors. I like the colorful ones. I always like to be different and have different colors. Then you can also do different, this is a simple fill. This is a white outline. This is called subtle effect. This is called moderate effect. This is intense effect. This is called polished. This is inset. This one is cartoon. I'm not sure why they call it cartoon. It doesn't look like a cartoon to me, but I'm not the one that names them. This is powder. You can see that it looks like it has a powder effect on it. And this is a brick scene, which looks kind of like a 3D scene. There's many more options you can choose from, because then you can go into 3D. This is the 3D polished. This is the 3D inset, 3D cartoon, 3D powder. I think the powder is very hard to see. It doesn't, to me, I would not use the powder, but it's personal preference. This is the 3D brick scene. This is the 3D flat screen, 3D metallic, 3D sunset, and 3D bird's eye scene. So like I said, then you can have it 3D or however you would like to use it. Then to format, you just click on the SmartArt Tools Format, and this is where you can change the color of the shape, or of the fill for the shape. That's if you'd like. You can do the different shape outline. If you want dashes around it. It all depends. Just like in Word, when you're going to do, when you have projects to do and you want to change the shape fill, the shape outline, the shape effects. If you want to do 3D rotation, you can do that too. So it's like I said, it's your own org chart that you're creating, and it's personal preference. So thank you very much. I hope you could follow my instructions, and I hope if you ever have to make a org chart that you don't have any problems, and have a good day. Thank you.